Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Dr. Crawford, and I'm the Associate Medical Director for the National Alliance of Mental Illness, also known as NAMI. And I'm so excited to be joined today by the Holiday.
How you
Hey,
doing?
Holiday, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, good, good. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk to me, as well as share with all your fans out there about the importance of mental health. And I'm really sure that this conversation is going to help a lot of folks. So thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course. Thank you for having me here.
Of course. You know, you have such a huge social media following, and I know that so many people are connected to your music and to your story. And so I was hoping that you could share with us today so that we could feel even further connected to you. If you could share with us some of the mental health struggles that you faced in your past and today.
Yeah, yeah. I could say it's a number of things I definitely um have say I've definitely been through emotional wise growing up as a teenager in today's generation, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with a lot of social media stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I could definitely say I'm pretty sensitive, and that's because I grew up with social media. So I feel like that plays a large role in a lot of kids, and it's only gonna get like you know what I'm saying. It's only gonna get crazier as time goes on. But with me, it's just like I let comments get to me sometimes when I first get into music and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't let that type of stuff get to you. You can't let that type of stuff stop you and stuff. That's just stuff that's like it's just all like barriers and borders that you just gotta get past really in life. And that's exactly why I take it out on my music because that's my way for me to speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm an antisocial kid. So like that was just my way of talking to my people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you bring up a really good point about how social media can have such an impact on our mental health. And you mentioned that the way that you cope is through music. So could you share with us a little bit about how you use music as a way to kind of deal with some of these difficulties?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I use music because it's like I said, since I was antisocial growing up more, like I didn't talk to anybody ever in school type of thing, like, and starting music at around like 13 years old was just like my way of just putting my thoughts down on the track without having to actually generally talk to anybody, like personally, physically, not like that, like, and and I feel like even when it comes to when I said there's multiple mental health problems, like I've even faced like going with drugs and stuff like that. And I don't ever open up on that because I like to keep all that stuff out of my, you know what I'm saying, like out of like my image and everything. That's why I never show smoking, none of that. Like, um, but yeah, I even went through that, and I took that, you know what I'm saying, that experience, and I put that in my music too. That's just my way of talking. Like, it's just like a second mouth for me. It's like
Hmm.
my journals, my notes, my diary.
Yeah, yeah. And it makes sense because especially being a shy kid and, having difficulty kind of talking about what your external experience is like, but using music as a vehicle for doing that is really helpful. And it allows you to connect with other folks too, because there's probably things in your music that really resonates with other folks. And so I'm curious, are there particular songs where you felt as though it gave your fans a better sense as to what you've been going through emotionally?
Yeah, I think that um the new song "Thank You" that I just dropped actually describes it, just depicts it perfectly because it's just like my input on the whole like just drugs being kind of like a cool look in any type of way is not right at all. You know what I'm saying? So this was my way of saying like I've been through that before too. I've tried, I've tried different drugs here and there, but at the end of the day, none of that's gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? None of that's gonna help you get to the point that you want to get to at all. It's just all for self relief, and that's not gonna make you healthier in any way. And that's what I learned, and that's why I'm trying to share my expressions and thoughts and make sure that everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And especially with that new song coming out during a period of time in which people feel incredibly isolated and alone,
Yeah.
having a lot of mental health struggles on their own because of the pandemic. I can imagine it really helping a lot of folks out. And so I'm curious, how has the pandemic affected you emotionally?
Um, I can say emotionally, I've actually bettered emotionally. You know, it's weird because, and I think it's because it had a lot to do with me being antisocial because I didn't go out and talk to people like that at all. So this year being that year of like everyone kind of close off, you know what I'm saying, just go do your own, like stay in. And this has been a year of just me working on myself mentally, which has made me a billion times percent better. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been able to work on myself so much more to the point where I can talk to anybody now. Like
Mm,
so this year was a lot of just development, I guess you could say.
mm-hmm.
And um and you know what I'm saying, next year I know it's this year is all about learning. The next year's, you know what I'm saying, the real test. That's what I feel. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it sounds like having this time where you could just focus in on yourself, making sure that you're doing well. I wonder how that then kind of fueled your creative process and some of the work that's kind of come out during this period of time.
Yeah, yeah. That always fuels some like my creative process for sure. All the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have a lot of insight about some of the emotional difficulties that you've had. But I wonder, was there ever a time when it was hard for you to talk about mental health and what helped change that?
Yeah. I feel like when I first started making music, it was hard for me to talk about, and I always tried to be someone I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to be like a cooler type of entity than, you know what I'm saying, that I was really like the struggles I was really facing against. And I think it just took one thing for me to be like kind of just you know, it's crazy. It's an artist too that actually made me open up,
Hmm.
um, which is X, which is crazy because that's why I have the X in my name.
Oh,
Um, because
interesting.
after he had passed away, the one message I always got from him, no matter what, like what he always preached every time was just be yourself, no matter what anybody thinks. You know what I'm saying? Just always carry your message out and just go through with it. Like make sure you just do that for a positive purpose. So I always took his message. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I run with now, and I feel like that's why I've been able to better myself. So like when people say they are, you know what I'm saying, like they have people who they have looked up to. You know what I'm saying? Like um, and have been able to change things for them. He's definitely one of those people for me.
Wow.
That's how I want to be for the, you know, kids growing up.
Mhm. I mean, and that's huge, and that's so helpful for you to share that story because it only takes one person in your life to kind of open up the door and make you see a different side of things and a different way to kind of approach life and how it is you approach things emotionally as well. And so I wonder, what do you think gets in the way for a lot of young people when it comes to thinking about mental health? You talked about, for you, there was this whole thing about trying to be cool and whatnot, but tell us, what do you think are some other barriers for young people to talk about these things?
Um, I think young people, what I know, my problem ever talking to people, like I could definitely tell you, was feeling like I was going to be looked down on. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like every kid hates that feeling of being looked down on because in a way it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like being someone disappointed in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's just how it works, especially with people who are have mental problems because they don't want to have to tell people that they're going through a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never wanted to tell people I was feeling sad. Like, I just never did that. I only said that through my songs. So I think that that's one thing that a lot of kids can't do. You know what I'm saying? They sometimes they have nowhere to to tell them, like tell people, and that's why sometimes it gets worse.
Yeah. Like carrying that shame with you day in and day out, knowing that you feel a certain way inside and not feeling comfortable showing that side to other
Yeah,
people, out of fear that they may treat you differently, right? And especially being an artist, it's so important how people view you and how people receive your creative material too. And so I
exactly.
I could see why you wouldn't want something to get in the way of that. One of the things that I was also curious about um, is you have so many fans out there who are probably going through the same thing as you emotionally. What do you recommend your fans to do if they're having some emotional difficulties? What do you recommend folks to do?
Um, so for one, know what I'm saying, you could just do things that make you happy. Do something that makes you just feel like yourself. Honestly, just get away. Like for me, I play PS4, uh, so I just hop on GTA Fortnite, kind
Do
of
you
get
have
my
a
mind.
PS5 now? Were you able to get your hands on one?
Hey, so my boy is holding one for me actually. Yes. So, but yeah. So yeah, that's what I say. You know what I'm saying? Get on the game. Get on the PS5 for sure. That'll make you happy for sure.
Mhm.
Um, two, I would say DM me because I answer a lot of fans back. I will talk to you guys no matter what. Uh, I always DM fans back all the time, and I see messages, deep messages every day. Always DM them back. You know what I'm saying? I try to give my best advice I can to them. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're feeling bad, I got you.
And that's a really great point. The fact that you're so available to your fans and allowing them to connect with you makes them not feel so alone, especially during this incredibly isolating period of time. You talked about how influential X was for you in terms of, making you realize the importance of kind of talking about your feelings.
Yeah.
Um, and
And
so,
I wish I could have talked to him. That's why, and I think that's the reason why I answered him back so much is because I'm like, damn, like, what if I was able to DM him? You know what I'm saying? Like a while ago, I was just able to talk to him about how I was feeling. So whenever my fans DM me, it's like I talk back to them because it's like, all right, they get to, you know what I'm saying? Like they were able to like talk to me or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's huge. And you mentioned social media as a way to connect with you. And at the same time, earlier you had mentioned that for some, social media could be kind of a mixed bag, in terms of navigating that whole arena. So, what advice do you have to your fans for how to navigate social media, especially when it's impacting their mental health?
Just I would say just social media. It's hard to what I'm saying to guide people through social media because social media there could be anything on anyone's front screen. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be anything. But what I would say to do is just what I'm saying, stay out of the dark side of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of just follow the people you love to see like all the time. Things that make you happy, like shows. You know what I'm saying? Like go on YouTube, watch some what's up? I'll be watching live 24-hour Family Guy episodes. And that makes me happy.
There you go. There you go. What else do you like to watch on YouTube or other platforms?
I like to watch. It's crazy. This sound crazy, but it's just so random. But I just started watching these type of videos. It's like catch and cook. It's like I don't know. It's like hunting. It's like hunting, but it's like fishing. I don't know. It's just fun to watch. I just been watching it on YouTube recently, but um, because I actually generally I like fishing too, which is weird, but nobody knows that. But
Oh, okay. That's
I mean,
interesting. But what I'm hearing that is finding things that bring you joy, things that make you smile, and also
yeah,
connecting with the people who bring you joy, who make you smile is kind of one way to kind of navigate these challenges that folks are experiencing right now in terms of their mental health. And one last thing that I was curious to hear from you, TheHxliday, if you just had one message that you want to send to all your fans, and there's going to be people beyond your fan base who may be watching this, what is that message that you want to send to them about the importance of mental health?
I want to say that make sure at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that you're happy with yourself, like, and make sure, and you know what I'm saying, making sure that yourself comes first isn't being selfish. You know what I'm saying? It's just making sure that you're ready to head out into the world mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you're happy with everything going on in your life. You're happy with the people. You love the people all around you because life's not long. So just make sure you enjoy every day that you have.
Mhm. Absolutely. Make sure you enjoy it every day. Enjoy the things that you like to do in your life and enjoy the people and keep them close by. And just for everyone to know that NAMI is a community for everyone. It's a community for folks who may be experiencing mental health challenges as well as their family members. And so, really, just want to echo that message that you are not alone, and that we are another resource and support, to offer you hope during this period of time. And also DM TheHxliday too.
Yep.
He's
DM me.
he's there for support too.
Of course, at
Oh,
all time.
yeah. So it was so much talking to you, TheHxliday. Thank you so much for
Appreciate you.
taking time out to talk to me.